Well, we rewind it and play game number 2, and it's almost identical to game number 1. Now, the only change to start is Dordt starting pitcher Alexa Kapaska will be on the mound for the defenders, or in the circle. And the Mustangs will go with Grace Buffington. She will start both ends of the doubleheader, and I'm guessing they felt like, well, she was in command in game number 1. Didn't throw a ton of pitches, and see if she can continue that here into game number 2. So Grace Buffington with the win in game number 1. And the defensive alignment the same for the Mustangs. The batting order the same for the defenders. Chandler Skimper retired on the out. Ground ball to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Carly Olson to the plate. So Buffington on the mound. She is now 14-5. And Carly Olson fouls that one up above us, and it drops to the turf. Strike one. 0-1 the count. Mikkel Gray is behind the plate for the Mustangs. Morgan Nixon is at third. Pitch is a ball, 1-1 the count. Taylor Richter is at shortstop. Olson looking for a first base hit of the day. Here's the pitch. Changeup misses inside. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Sydney Peterson is over at second base for the Mustangs. Buffington looks in. Here's the pitch, and Olson spanks it foul, third base side. And the count goes even at 2-2. And Buffington into the wind. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 3, 3-0 the count. So Skimper grounded out to start the inning. Olson has now worked it to full. Here's the pitch, swung on, ground ball. Second baseman Peterson gobbles it up, throws over to first base in time for the second out of the inning. That goes 4-3 for out number 2. And that brings Coster to the plate. So 2 down in the inning. I think I've got my defensive alignment all squared up. Coster unable to pull the trigger on changeup. Strike one, 0-1 the count. Left to right in the outfield, McKenna Sedzik, Ellie Cropley, and Vanessa Boslavsky for the Morningside Mustangs, clad in those maroon jerseys. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Buffington challenging Coster. Coster in game number 1 had a base hit. She was 1 for 3 officially. Came in with a 444 batting average. Here's the pitch. Changeup is in for a called strike 3, and Ella Coster caught looking for out number 3 of the inning. Strikeout number 1 for Buffington here in game 2 of the doubleheader. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Gray, Cropley, Peterson due up for the Mustangs when we resume play right after this.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
For the defenders, she comes in with a 3-2 mark this season. She has thrown 45 innings, 24 strikeouts. She's pretty effective against Northwestern, actually, and then things got a little tough in the latter stages of Game 2 on Tuesday night. Here's the pitch, misses outside and low, ball 1-0 the count. Kapaska, freshman from Ames, Iowa. And Mikkel Gray, the batter. Gray takes low. Ball 2-0 the count. So 2-0 the count. So Alexa Kapaska on the mound. Bryn Torringa's at third base. Veenstra, Groon over at short makes the play. 6-3 for the first out of the inning. Old habits die hard, and for some reason, whenever I get a name locked in the database, sometimes I revert to the maiden name from the first 2 years of play. But Emma Groon with the 6-3 play. Brings Ellie Cropley to the plate. Cropley takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Kapaska, as I said, 3-2 this season. One of those losses coming to Northwestern this past Thursday. It's developed quite nicely. Pitch misses outside, ball 2-0 the count. Not quite the overpowering speed that Kramer can have when she's got it rolling, but pretty good at hitting spots. Swing and a miss, strike one, 2-1 the count. Thing I've noticed about her in the games that I've watched is that she's able to keep the ball relatively low. Tougher to drive the ball. It's waist and down, basically. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Cropley goes down swinging for strikeout number 1, out number 2 of the inning, and that brings Sydney Peterson to the plate. Peterson had 3 hits in Game 1, 3 singles. So she has helped her batting average here today. That was .337 coming into the game. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count. 0-0 our score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Fouled back. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. Morningside won Game 1, 4-1. So pitch on the way from Kapaska. Rise ball misses. Ball 2-1 the count. And it's now 2-1. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. And the count is even at 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2-2 the count with 2 down. All we need is it to be the second inning instead of the first. But first inning, bottom of the first. Dordt trying to get out of the inning unscathed. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Kapaska records a pair of strikeouts in inning number 1. A 1-2-3 inning for the defenders. Due up for the Mustangs in the top of the second inning. It'll be Tyson, Groon, and Steenstra when we're back in a minute.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Aurora Tyson, Emma Groon, and Lauren Steenstra due up for the defenders here in the top half of the second inning. Scoreless. Tyson, right fielder, First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. So Grace Buffington working into her 9th inning today. And here's the pitch from Buffington, swung on and fouled into the banners above the third base dugout, occupied today by the Mustangs. They are the home team, so they get the third base dugout. And here's the pitch inside. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count, and here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and a ground ball. Nixon fields the roller, throws over to first in time. Tyson retired 5-3 for the first out of the frame. Brings Emma Groon to the plate. Groon in the first game today. 0 for 3. Hits this one sharply right side. That could be a gapper. It's through to the fence. Groon takes the turn at first. She's headed for second, and she'll hold at second with a stand-up double. Emma Groon, with her first base hit of the day, puts herself in scoring position here with Lauren Steenstra coming to the plate. Steenstra, the batter, right-hander. Wears number 28, the first baseman. Swung on and hammers it foul right side. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. That one hits the plastic behind the Dordt dugout. The bench area, and Steenstra fouls that one off of the catcher's face mask. Back to the screen. And the count is 0-2. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and that one's outside. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. So for the defenders, they've got tomorrow off. And here's the pitch, swung on, and Steenstra fouls it back to the netting. So Groon's on second base, and probably take more than one run today, but man, it'd be nice to put 1 or 2 on the board now and maybe dent the confidence that Buffington has just a little bit. Fouls that one off of the roof. Foul ball. That's a dead ball immediately. Hit the plastic in foul territory. Here's the 1-2 pitch and makes contact. Third baseman Nixon up with it. Throws over to first in time. Groon will hold at second base. Steenstra retired 5-3. Nixon to Jones for the second out of the inning. And they'll bring Canuck to the plate. Taylor Canuck, 0 for 3 so far today. And Canuck takes strike 1, 0-1 the count. She's from Correctionville, Iowa, is Taylor Canuck. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, ball 1, 1-1 the count. That one was flirting with the edge. Bryn Toringa waits in the on-deck circle. So Canuck 0 for 3 looking for a first base hit. Pitcher bobbles it, throws over to first in time, and Canuck retired 1-3 for the third out of the inning, and Dort's retired. They strand Groon at second base after the one-out double. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the second we go. Morningside will send Nixon, Jones, and Gangler to the plate in the scoreless battle when we're back in 1 minute.
family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection, connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
We resume action here in the top of the third inning, and you're catching some conversation probably as we come back where we're piecing the schedule together for next week. Baseball's on Monday. They're going to play again. Right now they're scheduled to play on Friday and Saturday again next week, wrapping up the regular season against Northwestern. And here's the pitch. Rise ball misses to Torringa. Torringa, 182 batting average, 1 for 3 this afternoon. That was in game number 1. Brooklyn Cox waits in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. It's 1-1. 1-1 the count. Dordt Media Network crew will be on hand for the baseball doubleheader on Monday as well. Swung on, softly hit. Second baseman Peterson, the soft line drive, makes the out, and Torringa is retired. On the pop out, too, the second baseman for out number 1 brings Brooklyn Cox to the plate. Torringa, that one was in on the hands and softly hit towards Peterson for the out. Changeup misses, down low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. So 1-0 the count. Our first game today didn't take long. Less than an hour and 20 minutes, I believe. Pitch missed, ball 2, 2-0. With 1 down in the inning, Brooklyn Cox, 237 batting average. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3, 3-0 to Cox. Chandler Scamper is in the on-deck circle, and there's 1 out in the inning. Top of the third inning. And here's the pitch from Buffington. That's in for a called strike. 3-1 the count. Softball team will be in Omaha on Monday. Briarcliff Tuesday. Jamestown Thursday. Home with Concordia on Saturday. That's what the schedule looks like right now. That pitch is in for a called strike. It's 3-2. I am curious what things look like up in Jamestown these days. They're scheduled to play a week from yesterday. Here's the full count pitch, and that one's slapped towards Jeff Zomer in the third base coach's box. So full count on the way. And here's the pitch, and Cox, that one off of the hands again, fouls it off. And the count remains full at 3-2. We're in the top of the third and we're scoreless. Here's the pitch. Swung on and again fought off foul, third base side, out of play. Buffington with a strikeout so far here in game 2, 1 hit allowed. She has faced 8 batters. Here's the pitch, and that misses upstairs, ball 4, and the walk is issued. So Brooklyn Cox is on first base now and brings Chandler Skemper to the plate. Cox over on first base, 13 steals this season. Let's see if she is moving. Here's the pitch. Takes about 5 steps off of the bag, retreats immediately. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. So Buffington with a little bit of pitching, a little bit of a control issue right now. Walked a batter. Skemper lets it go. And sliding around the tag was the runner, Cox, with a stolen base. On the throw that was to the first base side of the bag, Cox was able to slide around the tag for the stolen base, and for Brooklyn, that is her 14th steal. Pitch is outside. Ball 2-1 the count. Skemper, 284 batting average. She's got 25 stolen bases, so if she gets on, you can maybe put some wheels in motion, try to put some pressure on. Throw down to second base, not in time, and the ball gets away from the shortstop momentarily, but the runner is going to stay put. Brooklyn Cox at second base. Dordt needs a timely hit here. They've had runners in scoring position a few different occasions today, but haven't come up with the timely base hit. That one's off of the hands. Third baseman Nixon up with it. Throws over to first in time. Cox advances on the play. So Skemper retired on the ground out, 5-3 for out number 2. Cox advances over to third in the process. And now Carly Olson will step in. And here's the pitch. Slow. Throw over to third base, not in time. Diving back in safely is Cox. And Morningside obviously trusts their defense. They throw it around a little bit. Swung on. That one's hit off of the bubble, and Buffington unable to make the play out of the circle. So strike one, 1-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike 2, 1-2. So 1-2 the count with 2 down in the inning. Runner 60 feet away from unlocking the 0-0 tie, and Olson fouls that one off of her lead foot. And Olson steps out of the box momentarily. That'll sting. Looked like she caught that one right off the top. Maybe the inside of the ankle a little bit. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back. Count remains 1-2. So 1-2 the count. And here's the pitch to Olson. Change up, and that one's up and in the air behind the third base bag. The shortstop Richter making the grab. And Olson is retired 6-3 for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. To the bottom of the third we go. It will be Richter, Boslowski, and Gray when we're back right after this.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And the first pitch misses. Ball 1-0 the count. That one caught our home plate umpire. He'll take a step or two to the right. Pitcher and catcher taking a little bit of time, and that's where the catcher and the umpire work together a little bit. Look out for each other. Catcher, Carly Olson, took a few steps out towards the pitcher. Here's the pitch down to the dirt. Ball 2-0 the count. Gave the umpire a chance to gather himself. You'll see that oftentimes when a catcher takes one glancing blow, the umpire will take that opportunity to make sure everyone is set and give the catcher a little bit of an opportunity to regain their composure. Pitch is in for a called strike, 2-1 the count to Richter. Richter has not reached today, batted twice in the first game, 0 for 2 officially. And here's the pitch from Kapaska, swung on, and that one's fouled off. And the count remains 2-2. 2-2 the count. So 2-2 the count. And that one's fouled off. So 2-2 count on the way with nobody out. And here's the pitch. Swung on, and this one's punched to the right side. Right fielder Aurora Tyson takes 2 steps to her left, makes the play, and Richter made contact. More of a defensive swing, got it in play, but the right fielder Tyson makes the play on the run for the first out of the inning. Brings Boslavsky to the plate. So Boslavsky fouls it off, showed bunt. Strike 1, 0-1 the count. So Boslavsky, 300 batting average coming into the games today. She went 0 for 2 in game 1. So she dips below 300. Kapaska working into her 3rd inning. Still scoreless. Swung on, ground ball. Up with it is Grun. Snaps it over to first in time, and Boslavsky is retired for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring Mikkel Gray to the plate. And Gray is a left-handed batter. She was 0 for 3 in game 1. Retired 6-3 back in the first inning for the out. 0 for 1 so far in this game. Dordt lost game 1 4-1, trying to salvage a split here. We're through 2+. 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dordt is the visitor today. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that one is slapped into the corner, and that'll be extra bases for Gray. Gray takes the turn at first, headed for second, and the Gray slides in safely. So Gray with the double as she slides in front of the tag applied by Chandler Skemper at second base. That was a closer play than I anticipated, but Gray now with a double. And Morningside now with the trouble part of their order up. Cropley 0 for 3 in game 1, struck out in the first inning here in game 2, so she's 0 for 4 thus far. Kapaska kicks into the wind, and this one's hit off of the ceiling. And they rule that one struck the ceiling in foul territory. Boy, that's touch and go. But that's what the umpire called, so got some quirky ground rules here. Pitch just misses inside. Ball 1, 1-2 the count. Now, if the bubble wouldn't move, you could paint a line up there and then make it really easy. But the bubble, we have found, does move and shift. Ball 2, 2-2 the count as the pitch misses low. In fact, if you are in here on a windy day and you watch the lights a little too much, you will get a little motion sickness. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit in the air. That one's foul territory, and the count remains 2-2. But as I said in game number 1, if we don't have this complex this spring, the schedule is in shambles. As it is, it's been able to be played relatively close. Smothered by Skemper, keeps it close. And an infield single for Cropley. Runner advances to third. That's Gray. She'll stay put there. So Skemper saves a run by diving to make that stop. But Sydney Peterson now coming up with a chance to do some damage. Runners at first and third for the Mustangs. And Sydney Peterson will come to the plate. Peterson a perfect 3 for 3 in game 1. 0 for 1 here in game 2. She struck out back in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off, strike 1, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. Morgan Nixon waits in the on-deck circle. This is a very challenging part of the lineup. Here's the pitch from Kapaska, misses up high. Ball 1-1 the count. Stolen base for Cropley to get in scoring position. Doesn't draw a throw. So Peterson steps in. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 2-1 the count. So 2-1 the count. We're scoreless. Bottom of the third inning. Swung on, and that one's fouled back to the netting. Kennedy Jones will bat in the 5th slot if the inning continues that far. 2-2 count with Peterson. So 2-2 pitch on the way from Kapaska. Here it is. Just misses low and inside. Ball 3, 3-2 the count. Kapaska not missing by much. Count goes full. First base is open. I don't know if I feel comfortable, though, putting Nixon up there with the bases loaded. Might not have a choice, though. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, right side. Kapaska up with it. Throws over to first. Didn't get the run, and everybody's safe. So an infield single for Peterson. 2-run score on the play. Not sure if we'll get a replay on that or not, but the over at first base, and there's your replay coming up. It was to the right side. Kapaska made the play. The runner was going. Throw over to first, didn't have enough mustard on it, and even if she does get it over there in timely fashion, Peterson had a pretty good jump, and she reaches. So Morningside now with a 2-0 lead, and Morgan Nixon at the plate. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled off, strike 1, 1-1 the count. So Morningside now with a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the third inning with 2 down in the frame. Runners were moving, and they didn't waste any time in the chaos that ensued. Runner scored from second base actually pretty easily, and Nixon continues to swing a hot bat. Single up the middle, runners at first and second now. That is the 4th base hit in a row, all coming with 2 down in the inning. So 2-0 our score. And Alexa Kapaska trying to get out of the inning. Kennedy Jones will come to the plate. She struck out in her last at-bat. And Jones, a .376 batting average, 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off. Strike one, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. To Kennedy Jones. Kapaska earlier in the inning had counts to full on a couple of batters, and she didn't miss by much. Actually had it, I think, at 2-2. And her 2-2 pitch didn't miss by much. A diving snag by the third baseman, Bryn Toringa, for the third out of the inning. So the defenders get out, but Morningside scores a couple of runs. Morningside 2 runs on 4 hits. No errors, and they strand 2. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Our score, Morningside 2, Dordt 0. Back with the top of the 4th right after this.
All season long, make sure to catch softball home games right here on the Dordt Media Network.
Skemmer coming around to score to win the game.
These multi-camera live stream broadcasts are produced by the students of Dordt University.
Swung on up the middle, that's the base hit.
To find the links of upcoming games, simply check out godort.com.
Kennard, line drive to left center field, that's going to end it.
We are the Dordt Media Network.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
Gangler, Sidzik, Richter. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for the Mustangs. Dordt Track and Field scheduled to run in Orange City today. It's not real pleasant for that. They're going to run some field events indoor. Pole vault and high jump. Gangler awaits the delivery. Here's the pitch from Kapaska. That's down low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. Track team will also send competitors to USD. It's going to be a limited number of competitors on Monday down to Vermilion. Next week, a big week for track in Iowa. Swung on, fouled off. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. Some would say it's the best week of track in the state of Iowa. It's the Drake Relays over the weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this coming week. Weather sounds okay. Lots of Dordt competitors entered there. Swung on, hit in the air, right center field, drifting over as Tyson calls for it, makes the play. And Gangler is retired on the fly out to the right fielder for out number 1. That'll bring Sidzik to the plate. Sidzik struck out in her last at bat. She's 0 for 3. Pitches down to the dirt. Ball 1, 1-0 the count. So 0-1 the count. And here is the pitch. Down to the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. I've had people ask, how many cameras do you actually have on those Dordt Media Network broadcasts in the dome? Well, we've got one stationed in center field. You've seen several shots from that. First pitch is, that's a swing and a miss, strike 1, 2-1 the count to Sidzik. Got another one behind home plate. That's the one you see every once in a while on the center field shot. Swung on and fouled back, and the count remains, goes to 2-2. We also have one that's stationary, that's a remote control. That's over near just to the third base side of the catcher. Every once in a while you'll get a shot of the pitcher from the side. That's that one. Pitches down low, ball 3, 3-2 the count. And today we've got a wireless one roving, but wireless, as I have come to find out, it can be hit and miss. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the bubble. And the count remains 3-2. And students on the task today. Rich Lodewijk, the director of the Dordt Media Network. He gets those things lined up. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hammered into right center field. That's going to be trouble. Center fielder, though, racing over. Making the grab is Cox. And Sidzik is retired on the flyout to center as the ball hung up in the air a little bit. And able to track it down was Cox. So there's that center field shot. And looked like things glitched a little bit there. So Richter now the batter. There's your shot from behind home plate. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. 2 down in the inning. Dordt trying to get out of the inning without allowing any more damage to be done. And here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Up high, ball 2, 2-0. So 2-0 the count. That one's in for a called strike. It's 2-1. Well, we have come a long way from the stationary camera behind home plate that we had for several seasons. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. Losing the grip on the bat was Richter. She'll go over to the fence, pick it up. So 2-2 pitch on the way. And Kapaska trying to get out of the inning. She'd love a 1-2-3 frame here. Swung on, and that one's hammered foul. Right side. And the count is still even at 2-2. So 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Down low ball 3. 3-2 to Richter. Richter 0 for 1 today in game 2. 0 for 2 for the in game number 1. And here's the full count delivery. That's in for a called strike 3, and Richter goes down looking for out number 3 of the inning and strikeout number 4 of the game for Alexa Kapaska. Morningside still with a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Due up for the defenders, it'll be Steenstra, Canuck, and Toringa when we're back in a minute.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Top of the 5th inning. Lauren Steenstra comes to the plate. Steenstra, 236 batting average coming into the game. And the first pitch to Steenstra is a strike. She had her first career home run. The freshman from Wyoming, Michigan, back in the 6th inning of game number 1. And here's the pitch on the way to Steenstra. Takes inside. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Oh, it sounds like some Dordt Media Network students getting some opportunities. One of our students working the Sioux City Musketeers game today over in Sioux City. This one's off of the hands. Nixon makes the play at third base for the first out of the inning. Taylor Canuck will step in now. Working replay on the Sioux City Musketeer hockey game broadcast in Sioux City today. That's good news. Sometimes all you need is an opportunity or two and show that you're talented and reliable, and it'll take you a little ways right now. Canuck fouls it off, strike 1, 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch, up high and away, ball 1, 1-1 the count. So 1-1 the count here in the top half of the 5th. Dordt starting to run out of time. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Canuck, she's from Correctionville. She's a sophomore, a junior, listed as a junior. Change-up misses inside. So the count now 2-1 to Canuck. And here's the pitch. And the ground ball. Nixon, third base up with it. Throws over to Jones for the out, 5-3. And that'll bring Toringa to the plate. Toringa, a freshman from Oostburg, Wisconsin. She popped out to the second baseman in her last at-bat. Brooklyn Cox waits in the on-deck circle. First pitch is a strike. 0-1 the count with 2 down. Started playing softball this afternoon at 3 o'clock. That pitch misses just high. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. We have spent a lot of days in the Dome this spring. Hosted 3 softball classics back in February. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hammered into left field. Not much distance on it, though. Sidzik is going to get under it, makes the play. And Toringa is retired. Looked like it had more legs to it when it left the bat, but it didn't. That's out number 3 of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 5th inning we go. Due up for the Mustangs. 9-1-2. Boslavsky, Gray, Cropley. When we're back in a minute.
We're in a town that's very progressive. We're grateful for that. We have a lot of entrepreneurial spirits in town here.
Well, the one thing you get from Sioux Center that you don't see in larger cities is that small town support. If you bring a business to Sioux Center, everyone wants to know your name. What's your background? Where are you from? What brought you here? Why are you coming to Sioux Center? And they want to support you for that. People spend locally. They want to be loyal and they want to help out other loyal customers. It's a place that is for young professionals.
We opened our practice about 2.5 years ago. My wife and I moved here from South Dakota to be a part of the Sioux Center community, and we've grown here since then.
I love Sioux Center because of the connections you have here. People want to see you succeed. People are here to encourage.
She takes a strike, 0-1 the count. Alexa Kapaska, other than that rocky 3rd inning, or just couldn't get the 3rd out of the frame. She's been pretty good on the mound. Pitch misses up high. Ball 1-1 the count. Bohuslavsky, a ground out in her last at bat to the shortstop. It's out, and she fouls that one off. 1-2. Kapaska, 4 innings pitched. 2 runs on 4 hits with a walk and 5 strikeouts. And here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball smothered by Scamper. Up with it, throws over to first, not in time, and I'm going to go with that as a base hit. Scamper dives for it and then has to try to make the hurried throw from her stomach. There's really nothing automatic. There's no ordinary effort about that one, and I've been accused in my scorekeeping of favoring the hitter too much, but I think I'm pretty consistent with that at least. And to me, Skemper saved a base hit by diving for it, and there's a ground push to in front of the plate. Sacrifice bunt laid down. Boslavsky will advance to second. Gray retired on the sacrifice. That goes 5-4 for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring Cropley to the plate. And Morningside, this is a part of their order that has been productive today. Cropley, 1 for 2 in game 2 with a run scored. Here's the pitch. Runner was moving. Strike 1, 0-1 the count as it was fouled off. So 1-2 the count. See Dordt in the field. They're in their white tops today. Block lettering across their front of the jersey. This one's fouled off as well. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. So 0-2 the count with 1 out in the inning. And here's the 0-2 pitch, blocked by Olson, but the runner will advance on the wild pitch. Rule of thumb there is if the ball hits the dirt or the turf, in this case in front of the catcher, it's an automatic wild pitch. Pass balls are only basically when it's within the frame of the catcher. Swung on, and this one's lifted foul, and that's going to drift out of play. And the count remains 1-2. 1-2 the count. So 1-2 the count. Alexa Kapaska into the wind. Here's the pitch. Swung on and past a diving Bryn Toringa and Emma Groon, and Cropley with a seeing eye single. that bled its way between the shortstop and the third baseman. And an RBI for Cropley. Scores a run on the play as well, Boslavsky. That is an earned run. That's the third of the game for Morningside. Olson throws it down to second base, not in time, and Cropley is in with a stolen base with one out. So Morningside looking for more insurance. Strong throw by Olson, but a good jump by Cropley. Cropley with her 8th stolen base. That one's fouled back to the netting by Peterson. Peterson with a single earlier in the game. She is a combined 4 for 5 this afternoon. So factor that out. She now has 103 at-bats, and she's got 42 hits. No, that's not right. Peterson, 37 for 103 for the season at the plate. 2-1 count on the way to Peterson. And here it is from Kapaska. That one's off of the hands. Olson makes the play in fair territory for the second out of the inning. So Peterson retired for just the second time today on the pop out to the catcher for out number 2. And that'll bring Morgan Nixon to the plate. Dordt trailing 3-0 though. So 3-0 our score. Nixon will come to the plate. Nixon 1 for 2 in the second game. Takes a strike. 0-1 the count. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Morningside is the home team. This doubleheader originally scheduled to be played in Sioux City. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, stabbed by Olson. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Well, the defender's going to have to get a little energy for next week. They got 8 games looming, and they're still fighting for a top 4 spot in the league. Pitches down low, ball 2, 2-1 the count. What I have learned in watching baseball and softball in the G-Pack, there's a lot of shifting and shaking that happens in the last week when all those games get played. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2, 2-2 the count. Part of it is very simply, you're playing about a 30 of your conference games in 1 week's time, and a lot can happen. The other thing is double headers. It changes quickly. Here's the pitch, swung on, bouncing ball. Up with it is Grun. Throws over to first base in time. And Nixon is retired. 6-3 for the third out of the inning. But the Mustangs get an insurance run. They get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave a base runner. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Our score, Morningside 3, Dordt 0. Due up for the defenders will be Cox, Skimper, Olson, 9-1-2 hitters, when we're back right after this on the Dordt Media Network.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
hope. They trail 3-0 right now, and this feels like Morningside's cruising along. Need something to break up the momentum. The pitcher still is Morgan Sikora. Sikora in her third inning. And it looks like Morningside's been searching for a second pitcher. That one misses down low, ball 1-2 the count. You've got Buffington with 117 out of the 206 innings pitched so far this season coming into the game. And here's the pitch. That's low, ball 2-2. And then it's a committee of pitchers, it appears. Braylon Biddlecombe, 32 innings pitched. Sikora, 24. Jordan Skradsky, 17 innings pitched. Jenna Skradsky, 10 innings pitched. Skemper fouls that one off. The count remains 2-2. So if you're Morningside, you go with Buffington as long as you feel comfortable, and then you turn it over to the bullpen today. And so far, Sikora has been pretty good for them. Here's the pitch. Change up, misses. Down low, ball 3-2. And Sikora doesn't like that release point. Just the repetition, she's not happy with where she's snapping that one off from. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way to Skemper. That's up high. Ball 4 and the walk is issued. That's walk number 1 by Sikora. And I cannot see down the line if there is anyone warming up for the Mustangs. I'd be shocked if there wasn't. I would think they'd be have a second pitcher ready, and who knows, stranger things have happened. They could come back with Buffington if they wanted, if they felt they needed to. This one's fouled off by Olson. Strike 1-0 the count. Olson, a ground out to the shortstop in the third, a ground out to the second baseman in the first. Mustangs so far in this one a combined one-hitter. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 2-1. Ball 1-1. So Buffington went the first 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 1, struck out 1. Sikora, 2 1/3 innings pitched, no runs, no hits, 1 walk. And this one fouled off, and the count goes to 1-2. Mustangs trying to keep pace in the conference standings. Here's the pitch to Olson, misses up high. And that's a ball, 2-2. So Northwestern beat the College of St. Mary in game 1 of their doubleheader today. They're 14-1. Midland, I believe, is idle today. They're 10-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That one's off of the hands. Foul. I can tell you right now if Midland played today or not. They are scheduled, they were scheduled to play Mount Marty today at 3 o'clock. Currently, that one's still on the schedule. Can't imagine it'd be a real pleasant day in Yankton today. Swung on, line drive, past the shortstop into left center field. And Carly Olson is on with a 1-out single. So runners at first and second for the defenders, and 1 out. Brings Ella Coster to the plate with 1 down in the inning. It's 3-0. So Sikora into the windup to Coster. Coster takes it in the turf. Ball 1-0 the count. Mikkel Gray throws over to second base. Sydney Peterson covering, but back in safely is Skemper. And here's the pitch. That one's in for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Aurora Tyson waits in the on-deck circle. Coster is a senior. And Ella Coster batting above 400 most of this season. And slaps that one foul down the left field line out of play. Coster is from Dordt, Michigan. And a senior. .444 batting average. entering play today. 1 for 3 in game 1, 0 for 2 here in game 2. And here's the pitch from Sikora. Changeup misses outside. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. I would not be surprised if Sikora, she doesn't get the second out of the inning, if her work might be done. Really seems to be scuffling right now, and Mikkel Gray out from behind the plate to talk things over with her. So 2-2 the count with 1 down in the inning. So the pitch on the way to Coster. 2-2 pitch swung on, and that one is slapped foul over near the third base bench area. Keep wanting to call it a dugout. There's nothing dugout about it. So Coster, 2-2 pitch on the way from Sikora. And here's the pitch, change up, and it's over to the first baseman. She picks it up, dives to the bag, gets the out. Runners advance on the play. So a ground ball to the right side. Coster advances the runners, but now there's 2 outs. First baseman, Jones, dives to the bag just in front of Coster. So Sikora trying to get out of the inning. Here's the pitch to Aurora Tyson. Tyson, number 44. She is a sophomore from Georgetown, Texas. Here's the pitch. That one's off of the hands. Center fielder charging, making the play is Ellie Cropley, and Tyson very nearly drops one in for a single that would have scored 2 runs. Instead, Cropley makes the diving grab in center field for out number 3 of the inning, and the side is retired. Dordt threatens, but they come away with nothing. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for the Mustangs, it'll be Jones, Gangler, Sidzlik when we're back in a minute. Well, we were just talking off mic in between innings. Needed a timely hit there for the defenders, and that's kind of been the story of the doubleheader so far. The defenders have had runners in scoring position. They've had runners, multiple runners in scoring position in both games, and playing a good opponent like Morningside, you got to capitalize on those very limited opportunities, and this one is driven by Kennedy Jones into the gap in left center field, and she is on with a stand-up double as she jumps on the first pitch. And Jones now in scoring position for the Mustangs and brings Ellie Gangler to the plate. So Jones smacks it into left center. One hops off of the fence, and now we'll have a pinch runner, I believe, for Jones. That would be my anticipation. It'll be number 11, Liz Hammer, running for Jones. 11 for 19 running. So a pinch runner. So Hammer, a little more speed on the base paths. First substitute for either team. Liz Hammer, 14 games played, 1 stolen base. She does not have, beg your pardon, she has 6 plate appearances, or 6 at-bats. in those 14 games played. So it appears to me, to my untrained eye at least, she is the pinch runner of choice for the Mustangs. And softball, you've got the you don't have the courtesy runner like you do in college baseball at the NAI level. So you got to be a little more choosy with how you utilize those the pinch runner and and no courtesy runners. And you can re-enter one time, so that's why you wait until the latter innings. Kennedy Jones with the double moments ago for Morningside. That is the 7th hit allowed by Alexa Kapaska today. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Keep wanting to say the top, but we're in the bottom. Laying down the bunt. It's pushed. First base side. Throws over to Skemper. That's Steenstra to Skemper for the out. Gangler retired. 3-4 for the first out of the inning. And here's the pitch. So now Morningside with a runner on third base in the form of Hammer. And here's the pitch. That's in for a called strike. 1-1 the count to Gangler. I beg your pardon, to Sidzlik. Gangler retired on the play on the sacrifice bunt. And here's the pitch. Bunt laid down. Kapaska had the play at first base, at home. Instead, elected to throw the runner out at second, but the run scores on the play. I thought maybe she had a chance on the runner breaking from third on the squeeze, but Sidzlik sacrifices the runner in. Second out of the inning. And that'll bring Taylor Richter to the plate. And our score should now be 4-0. They got it. So 4-0 our score, and Taylor Richter to the plate. Richter fouls that one off sharply. Strike one, 0-1 the count. So 0-1 the count. And here's the pitch. So this one's fouled off, and the count remains 1-2. Taylor Richter, 0 for 2 in game 2, 0 for 4 for the doubleheader. Morningside with a 4-0 lead. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that one's dribbled foul. And the count remains 1-2 for Kapaska today. 104 pitches, 63 strikes. 60%, not bad. Just haven't been able to get the run to get it, or haven't been able to get the hit for the timely run. Ground ball hit to Skemper. Skemper up with it, throws over to Steenstra for the out. And the defenders get out of the inning, but not before Morningside gets another run across. They get a run on one hit, couple sacrifices, and a ground out. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for the defenders. It'll be Groon, Steenstra, Canuck when we're back in a minute. First baseman re-entered. Yep. Thank you. Must be getting a little windier outside. The lights starting to move a little bit here in the ASB Sports Complex. Well, wouldn't have been much fun outside today. Emma Grun comes to the plate. Now, I do know you have to deal with some of the quirkiness of the ball striking the roof once in a while. Swung on and fouled back, strike one. But in terms of a playing experience, I think you'd take this over 40 degrees and rain and wind. But that's just me. Pitch is low and inside. Ball 1-1 the count. I understand coaches and players, they love playing on their home fields and they want that home, you fight for that home game and you want to have it. Ground ball, Grun through the hole between short and third for a leadoff single. Dordt trailing 4-0. But I will say this, sitting here in a sweatshirt, broadcasting the game, players able to stay loose in between innings easily, and I don't know, this looks like a pretty good option to me most days here in the spring. Fouled off, strike one, 0-1 the count to Steenstra. 0-1 the count with nobody out, runner on first base, but the Mustangs a little bit to play with here. That pitch is outside and high. Ball 1-1 the count. Steenstra had a solo homer in the first inning. Her first home run of not only the season, but her career. She's a freshman from Michigan. And here's the pitch to Steenstra. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Snap throw over to first base. Not in time. Diving back in safely is Grun. Well, if Dordt's going to get a rally going, they're going to have to do it with the bottom half of their order. Here's the pitch. Change up. Steenstra in front of it. Sikora gives way to Jones. Jones, the first baseman, over to make the play. Steenstra retired. On the pop out to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. Brings Canuck to the plate. Taylor Canuck steps in. Pitches outside. Ball 1-0 the count. Well, Sikora is in line to get the pitching win. If she closes this out, and actually, I believe, barring something really out of the ordinary, mainly a Dordt comeback, she's going to be the pitcher who gets the effective win. And she went she's been very effective since coming in relief in the fourth. She came in with the lead. But as I noted earlier when it happened, got to double check it, but you got to pitch 4 innings to get a win. The starting pitcher has to go 4 innings. And a line drive by Canuck. The first baseman Jones stabs it, falls on top of the bag for the third out of the inning. So a line drive out by Canuck for out number 2, and then unassisted at first base for the double play. And the defenders are retired in no runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. So the Mustangs get a sweep today over the defenders in Sioux Center. The final line in game number 2 for Morningside: 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Dordt 0-3-0. Sikora gets the win in relief. She allows 2 hits, no runs, walks 1. She relieved Grace Buffington, who got the win in game 1, went 3 innings in game 2. She struck out 1 and walked 1. Alexa Kapaska, the loss. She was effective, though. 4 runs on 7 hits with 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Offensively for Dordt, 2 hits, both of them by 3 hits. 2 by Emma Grun, 1 by Carly Olson. For the Mustangs, Cropley with a pair of hits and an RBI. Peterson with a hit and 2 RBI. The Morningside Mustangs improved to 26-9, 11-3 in the conference. The Defenders slipped to 28-10, and they are now 9-5 in the league. Dordt will be back in action Monday when they travel to Omaha, Nebraska to take on the College of St. Mary Flames. That is scheduled for a 3 o'clock start time in Omaha. That is going to do it for our broadcast for the Dordt Media Network. I'm Mike Biker. Have a good evening.